4, doing the House Flipper Creative Challenge number 2, which is Anne, the widower. No, she's a widow. The text was wrong. Sorry, guys. So she is a widow. You can see the criteria here. She has a son that's moving out soon, and I guess she's looking for a new house. I don't know. So her biggest thing is that she's wheelchair bound. So if you haven't seen the first few, or if you skipped here, because not a lot happens in the beginning, that's just how I work. So this is me actually trying to get going now. So, but she's wheelchair bound, so that's the biggest challenge that I've been looking at with this house. I mean, even some of the rooms that I have now, I did whitewash everything, as you can see now, because I just find it hard sometimes to work with the previous colors, with the weird tiles and the weird walls and things. So giving everything a coat of white paint, except for this room, because I might keep the blue, or I might keep one wall this blue. I might play with that. It was kind of nice, but everything else was bleh. It was so horrible looking. So I painted everything white, and I fixed the floors to where they didn't look so horrible. So now I have this kind of blank slate, and what I've been doing is I've been kind of trying to come up with some ideas of what sort of interiors do I want for Anne. So I kind of like some of these designs, some of these things, like maybe make something like this for the living room, which is really interesting. I had come across this and I had saved it, and then I came across a site online, and this lady has almost the same thing in the living room. I was like, wow, look at that. This is how to design a wheelchair accessible home. Her husband has multiple sclerosis, and so she is turning her house into wheelchair accessible. And she talks about the challenges of the various things, like, for instance, not putting in carpeting because it will get stuck in the wheelchair rubber. So I changed pretty much all the floor in here. I had this room carpeted. I was like, nope, this is going to be her bedroom and her office, and she's not going to want carpet to have to deal with. You also have to think about rugs. Don't use the rugs in the room because you can get stuck on them or tangled or something. So a lot of considerations that wouldn't be considerations in a regular house for, you know, people who are not physically challenged. So I've been thinking about this, and I was going to make this maybe her office, but I think I am going to keep this as a bathroom, and I'm going to widen this, I think. Let's make this, let's take this out a little bit more, make the bathroom bigger, because in reading about it, the lady with the husband with MS, she said you have to have at least 5 feet to turn a wheelchair around. And even in her house, she said they're still struggling with the challenge of it. Like in the bedroom, they don't have a full 5 feet around the bed so that he can maneuver his wheelchair. He manages, but it's kind of a struggle. So I'm going to take this bathroom out. I think what I may do too is I think I'm even going to take this wall out. One more. This way. Maybe I'll take it one way this way too, because I really want to leave a lot of room. Too bad we don't actually have any wheelchair accessible doors in the game. For anybody who hasn't played House Flipper, if you happen to be watching this and you're interested in maybe starting to play, it's fantastic. This game has been my therapy during this pandemic. So it really gives me, for me, it ticks all the boxes, because I love graphics design. I enjoy writing. I've written many novels. I've lost track, actually. And so for me, this isn't a game. It is a design program. That's exactly what this is. My husband is a videographer by profession, and he has studied graphics design. So he teaches me about things like negative space. And I look at things differently. Like, I look at the lines of how these walls line up. Do you see this? As you go down the hall, you can see geometric patterns. And those are the types of things that you look for. You look for framing. How does the room frame? So it looks like a picture frame, basically. And if you look out back here even, you can see some of this looks very picturesque. It looks like it's framed with a frame. I have not mowed the lawn yet. I'm waiting to see if the mole mounds show up. I hate those stupid things. Yeah, as you guys will hear, I have a weird phobia about mole mounds in the game. Go figure. So, yeah, so I'm taking this back one more. I just really want to make this very accessible. So I moved this door so she has a straight shot right into here. And I really think that moving this over is helpful because that will give it much more room. So I think I'm going to make her... I haven't decided yet whether I want to make her bedroom in that corner over there, an office over here, or vice versa. So I may do that once I figure out about... Do I have any paint? I don't have any paint. Once I figure out about what I'm actually going to do with the room. So let's paint these in. I'm just very OSD about that. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, that's... I redid the floor in here, so that's pretty nice. So you can do things that mimic rugs too. You can put down like a little, like, you know, I could change the color of the actual wood or something like that. So I think I may start with the kitchen. And I had seen a picture of a kitchen that I liked very much, which was actually this one. Because I figure if she's a widow and her last child is leaving home, going away, I want bright, happy colors for her. We don't want to make it drab and old-fashioned and make her feel old. So we have some new bright colored kitchen furniture that I kind of want to play with. So we have these that come in interesting colors, so like pinks. So I might do a mixture of that with wood, like in this. Well, not that one, this one. So this is what I do. People would ask me sometimes and say, how do you get your ideas for things and stuff? Well, you go online and you say, okay, show me some fresh interior designs, you know? And then you just sort of riff on that. You know, you take it and you run with it. You go, oh, this is something I like. I think I'll try to do something like this. Or you see something with some bright colors and you go, wow, that's pretty cool. I think I really like that. This salmon pink kind of color with a yellow bed. Oh, that's neat, you know? So you just go and you find things that you like. You can copy them directly as much as possible in the game, because that's typically what like apprentices tend to do. You find something like you go, oh, this is really interesting. I mean, this is a restaurant interior, but you might go, hey, that would look really cool in the living room. What if I put down a really brightly colored rug? And I don't know if we have ceilings like that, but, you know, or you may want to do something very austere. I tend to love to do the minimalist look myself, or something really out there and wild, and you may get some ideas and go, hey, you know what? This might not work indoors, but this might work for a patio outside. So I could do a pergola outside, and then I could put some candles or something around, and then I could put the garden furniture that looks like that, you know, that those are kind of sofas, I think. Or you could put these, you know, you could just play with the ideas. Or like this, look how bright this is. Wow, this is very colorful. So maybe you want to do that, or maybe you want to do something very monotone and neutral. And I'm trying to sort of mix mine up. So what I'm going to start with is actually some lighting, because once I take out all the lights, and I always sort these by ascending because it's easier for me to find things, I take these little halogens and I just stick them in all over the place. And I'll probably have to put in a light switch or two, because I've taken out all the light switches. But if you stick some of these, and I can always move them, but just put some of these in various places in the room, then it kind of brightens it up and, whoopsie, makes it so it doesn't all look drab. And I'm not being very exact about these, I'm just approximating, just to kind of put some light in here so that we can sort of see what we're doing. I hope this is interesting for everyone, listening to me sort of think out loud, babbling. But this is how I work, so maybe someone can find some inspiration from it. Okay, so this, there is a light switch there. So look at that. See how just the lighting has just changed the feeling of being in here. Now it seems a lot more vibrant, you know. It's just a little bit of lighting. It's not a lot yet, but, and you can play with these. I love these because of the spotlight effect. So you can put these like above pictures and things, and it just, I don't know, it gives it a little more interest. It gives it a little oomph, a little life. Yeah, so you see, we don't have anything in the room, and yet already it's more interesting. So I love putting these up because they're not expensive. So even if you're limited on how much money you have because you maybe haven't played the game for very long, these lights are very inexpensive to just put up, and you can always get rid of them. You can sell them later and go, oh, you know, I don't want to have that look. I just don't want, you know, that look. Well, then sell them and put something else up. But in the meantime, it gives you something to work with instead of standing around in a cave. All right. So what I want to do, I want to keep this open for her. I think so I gave her lots of room in the kitchen. You know what I really want to do? Well, yeah, because this is me. Yab, yab, yab. I'm going to take out a little more wall. Now this we're going to fill in because this is going to be the other bathroom over here. And I'm not sure exactly which way I'm going to go. I may make this the door. I may make this the door. I'm probably going to make this the door and fill in this. So this will probably get filled in here. But you kind of want to look at your walls too. Like you don't want too long of a stretch of a wall because you got a really long stretch here. So maybe I'll make the door there and close up these. Probably going to close this up. I hate how it won't let you do. It's like, why do you make it so I can put more than one wall if you don't let me put more than one wall? Okay. So, I keep backing into the other room. All right. So yeah, this is going to get closed up. If you saw the previous one, I was hoping to put some little lights or something, but it wouldn't let me do it because it doesn't see it as a room. So I have to figure something else out. Like I could put a brick window there, and I did this before, but you know, this is too tall to put here. Unless I did it this way. But even then, it's like you've got half the window sticking on the other part, so that doesn't really work so great. I don't know if I'll make the house brick. I don't even know yet. So I am gonna just fill this in like I did before. It's not gonna let me do it. Sure. Okay. At least not have a big gap to the outside. And then outside, I'll figure something out. Okay, so now that looks a little less weird. Okay, because we want some easy access for her getting in and out of the kitchen. And trying to decide too, because I'd sort of like one of those counters that you eat at. Yeah. So these are some of the modifications and things that you need to consider, you know, if you're going to make a wheelchair type thing. So I looked at these like a no-step shower for future wheelchair use, but of course, in this case, she already has one. Slip-resistant flooring and lever doors and, you know, things like that. Task lighting and remote control thermostats. That's pretty nice. Motion sensor things. So there's all kinds of actual considerations in real life that you'd have to do. So I'm trying to cover as many of those as possible within the confines of the game, obviously. So as few doorways as possible. I'm not sure about, because this is going to be the room for her small business. I don't know how that works. I don't know what she does. I don't know if she just sells them online. It doesn't say. It just says she has a small business. Let's see. Where does it say that? She's tech savvy, currently needs a workstation. She does her job from home. She has a side business, buying, selling, playing board games. So a room where she can store them with easy access. So it doesn't say if she sells them online or if she sells them in person. Maybe she does both. So that's what I'm going to set this room up as. So, yeah. The one thing I was thinking was that if the grandkids come to visit, you'd want them to stay out of the room because you don't want them going in and just opening up board games and playing with them and losing pieces and things like that. So it may need a door. Kind of thinking it will. So let's try to fix some furniture in here in the kitchen. Now we have some new stuff. Let's see. These are a bunch of things that I've subscribed to in the workshop, including a vending machine. She's not going to have a vending machine. Yeah, there's a new fridge. I wanted to see what this looks like. Oh, that's pretty nice. I like that. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's a really nice fridge. What does that say up there? Okay. Oh, and that's kind of nice. It has the window dispenser thing on it. Well, so do the ones in the game, I suppose. But that's pretty nice. That's a very nice. I might use that, or I might use one of the other ones. I don't know yet. So let's pick some kitchen furniture. Now she's going to need access, so we don't want a lot of high cabinets. So furniture, kitchen. I'm actually just going to use, no, how do you spell that? Gustum, I think is, yeah. So she's going to want lower cabinets. I wish these open a different way, but they don't. So let's see. And none of these have the overhanging lip, so we may make one. If you guys haven't seen that, you can see how that works, if you don't happen to know. So, if we made pink, like in the picture over here, pastel pink. Let's see now. And what color? That silver is nice. The handles are dark gray. Yeah, that's pretty nice. What does that look like? See, I just wish the whites were actually white. So maybe we will make, let's see, the tabletop could be a marble, pure white. Yeah, right. That's not pure white. That's rather nice. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty cool. So if we had this, I gotta think about how is she gonna access this too. Probably gonna want to go back and forth. So, well, we can always move these. So if we had this sitting here. Okay, that doesn't stick out too far. Unless you, of course, open that side. But we'll pretend that she doesn't. I could make these stick in a little more. And what we can do is we can actually put some of the composite boards from the garden DLC on top of that. So this is the pink with the light colored top. So I have to remember, so I can do some of these others and see. I don't know, she calls this, they call this peninsula. Okay. Oh, that was purple, wasn't it? Whoopsie. Where's the rest of it? Oh, there it is, base. So, like, does it actually fit? Oh, it actually fits. So I could have that at one end. So we have a sort of roll-up counter type thing. So let's see here. What else do we have? Ah, drawers. We need drawers. So if we do this, and we do all pink, we're not going to go too crazy with that, but just pink stuff. I don't know. I may make this one wood. That might be nice. But it's pretty happy, I think. I think I'll put these over here, and then put woodwinds on that side. Although, sometimes I think I have these ideas, and then I get into it, and suddenly it just turns around, and I'm like, I never really planned that. That wasn't my idea. But it turns out better than I originally planned. So, does that actually fit? Well, it kind of does. Yeah. Sort of. It's a little strange looking at the end there. Does it have an overhanging lip? I don't know. I haven't used these new ones that much. Okay, left one. What about this one? Does this one work? Does this work better? This one might work better. I think it does, actually. So, we'll show that one. I'll put this one in. Yeah. How's that look? Yeah. There we go. Alright. So those are pretty accessible, I think. And what you can do is, if you have the Garden DLC, you can come into the surfaces. I highly, highly recommend this if you want to do some really unique stuff, because you can come in here and get these composite boards, and you can put them on top and make your own little extension like this. So I may need a little bit more over here, but I don't want to make it too wide because she wouldn't be able to get her wheelchair through. So, and unfortunately these only do come in certain sizes, so I wonder wonder if we could just do, see, they just don't fit certain ways. Because we don't want anything that she can get hung on when she goes back and forth. So let's see, what do we have here? Well, this wall doesn't have to be that wide. I could scoot everything down. So if we scoot this over, and this one, and this one. Then perhaps let's see what there is. Yeah, there's a little cargo cabinet. Yep, that's what I was looking for. So if we slide this in, whoops, went too far, like that. Maybe I can fit one more board, like this. Still sticks out a little bit, doesn't it? But you see, this is how you can get an overhanging sort of counter. And you can even make them to where they will be against the wall, just freestanding. I did that in one of my houses. And what you have to do is you have to build a pile of them. And people like Debbie Bonamico have videos on how you can do that. It's not very difficult. You just stack them, and then you sell all the ones underneath, and the ones on top will stay attached to the wall, which is pretty neat. So I think she would still have room if I am able to add. I don't know if I have enough room. It's pretty narrow, isn't it? Probably too narrow for another cabinet of any sort, because this is probably the most narrow. So let's see, because I really don't want to take up too much room right here, so we may just take out another wall. See how that works. So let's see what happens if I just move these down. Will this fit now? Yeah, little room to spare. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Look at that. It's a really neat little thing. So that would be super handy for somebody that was in a wheelchair. So I think that would look pretty nifty. Now, is it too close to the back door? Is a question. Not too much. Not too much, I don't think, because we can just pretend that we're only going to go in and out this door. Not that one. Most sliding glass doors that I've ever encountered only have a slider on one side, not both. So we're just going to pretend that that's the way this is. So now, we have a little bit of this left over here, which is a bit awkward. But maybe we'll just split the difference. How about that? I don't know. Unfortunately, not everything fits exact. So that's kind of a bugaboo. I mean, I could do this, and then if this one went away, And we would have a little overhang there, but I kind of don't really like that. It's just this bit at the end that's kind of annoying. So you have to kind of disguise things like that, like, I don't know what I'll do. And we'll play with it. Because unfortunately, there are very few of these things that actually have overhangs. And maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just skip these. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have that like that. I don't know. The other possibility would be to just build them up to that height. That's why I added extra room in the kitchen. Got a little bit of a game freeze here. There we go. There's another possibility is what I was talking about, which is if we do this, and some of these don't want to stack as well, they're a little bit temperamental, but if you stack them, see, they stack like 4 or 5 high and then they stop, and then you have to kind of cockeye them. And you can continue. You have to do that every 4 or 5 of these. But it really doesn't matter for this because the only one that matters is the one at the end, which is this one. So, you see what we could do. I could just I could get rid of all of these guys and just have the one in front. Although, looking at it, I think we need the little narrow ones. And this is what we do, folks. We try something and we go, nope, that doesn't work so great. Let's try something else. And so we're going to need, I think, these guys right here. These stack a little bit better than the other ones do. At least as far as I remember. There we go. So. There we go. And then this side, same thing. And make sure, if you're working with these, make sure you get these things lined up first time, because if you don't, you have to just sell them and start all over again. And they can be a real bugaboo. See, I don't like that top one being like that. I want it to be the same way as the other one. Come on. And getting them to fit is a little challenge from time to time. Come on. Why doesn't it want to go in there? Come on, you. Why is it acting like it doesn't want to go down there? Oh, that's because, see, I've got one that's cockeyed on the other end. Let's see if we can get this straightened up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You definitely want to make sure. So if you do this, you want these to look like they're a continuation. Okay. So now, be super, super careful selling these out from underneath. There you go. And this, because you'll accidentally sell your counters and other things. And there you go. Not too bad. A little bit of weirdness at the end here. Which, I mean, I could take that away, but see, then that would leave it even stranger, so... Alternatively, I could have made this... But here's the thing. See, I can't just pick this up and move it, because then I'll have to redo it over. Which I may do, because that's a little bit weird. I think I'd rather have that weirdness on this end, rather than this end. So here's what happens, see? It's going to fall to the floor, and there's no putting it back. You can't just, you know, unless you stick it on top. So you could do that. But that looks a little strange, so I'm not going to do that. So, I'm going to do it this way. It's not going to let me go up there. So, I'm actually going to, yeah. I just wish these were the right length. Ooh. Yeah. The only other way to do it is to just have it come in a little bit on each end. That size and that size. Yeah, because no matter which way this goes, even if I move one of these, it's still not... I'm stuck on the ceiling. No matter which way. You know, these don't fit exactly. They have a little overhang or they have something. So it's just, this is the kind of thing that you just have to work around and hope nobody notices and just go, oh yeah, I meant it to be like that. So I'm gonna just leave this like this. I may change it later, I don't know, but it has lots of room here. I just don't want overhang or too much gap. It looks like it's still not quite there. And the other limitation, if you have not played the game or if you have not worked with these, is that things will snap into place. So see, I can't just move it where I want it. It's either there or there. It's one or the other. So if I put it there, it's actually sticking out just a tiny little bit. So if I put it there, it's a little bit on the short side, and I guess that's what I'll live with. So let's try that again. I may get through all this and go, you know, all of this looks like crap and I'm just going to get rid of all of it. So you never know until you try things. Sometimes you try things and you go, wow, that was a stroke of brilliance. Other times you go, wow, that looked a lot better in my head. So that's what we have right now. So I'll live with that for a little while and I'll see what I think about it. Fill in this. I wish they'd let you put the lights, like if you could take these lights and put them on the bottom here, that'd be so cool. Unfortunately, no. Okay. So, yeah, so that she doesn't have a bubblegum pink kitchen. I'm not really even sure what's going to go there, but we'll figure something out. Otherwise, we have this like weird dead corner. Although we could put a shelf. like a little shelf, like this. And a little condiment shelf or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out too. Okay. Now, let's figure out the sink. So I think for the sink, let's stick to the same style, but let's go with the wood one instead. And kind of get an idea, sort of like this over here. Because it's sort of similar. The handles look rather similar to that. Okay, so here's the wooden one. And I think a nice cedar is pretty nice. Cedar is one of the easier woods to match. The other one is American elm, but I think I like the warm color of the cedar. I don't want the black. I want dark gray was the handles on the other one. The doors are cedar. The tabletop was the light color, I believe. Yep. Sink, dark gray. Details. Let's do the details in white. And yep, that's what we have. So we'll just put the sink down. Look at that, it has its own spotlight. Okay. And then I like the dishwasher idea. Yes, I like the dishwasher idea. So we'll put the light color on there, the cedar base, the door, probably in white. Or light. White or light. They look the same. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that looks very nice. I like that. Yeah, because she needs a dishwasher. She doesn't need to be standing there washing dishes. That would be silly. Okay, dishwasher, and we also need the stove. Give me something to drink here. Tangerine Italian soda. So, yeah, we'll have light colored handles. Do light. The drawer. Let's do the drawer also in cedar. Handle in the gray, that's what we had. The light color on top. I think that is everything. Yeah, that's quite nice. Yeah, I like that. So we have some bright color and we have some wood. And I'm undecided about that refrigerator. That refrigerator is pretty cool though. I do like that. Let's see, let's go over here. Electronic equipment, kitchen. It's a pretty nice looking fridge. That's very modern, isn't it? It's pretty nice. It's black. So we can either do that, or we can do kitchen. No, they've moved things around. Kitchen electronic equipment. Or we can do the wooden with the cedar. I really wish I could do the base in a different color, but and then the fronts in cedar. See, the base should be able to be. See, I don't know if I want the whole thing to be cedar, though. I mean, it's nice. I don't know. What do you guys think? What I wanted was stainless steel with cedar, but they don't really have that. They only have like this where you can get like the whole thing. It's very light colored, but in a way that's kind of nicer than the black. If we did See, that keeps the lightness of the kitchen instead of the dark black. I really like that of the fridge, but the black would... I'm not sure if that would be a bit much. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. I don't like putting the fridge next to the stove because, I mean, yeah, the stove has some black on it, but I don't know if this one would be easier for her to reach. Interesting. I don't know. That fridge or the other fridge. I really do like this fridge. Maybe the black would be okay. Let's see what it looks like. That looks really spiffy. It's pretty nice. Still has the water dispenser here. Doesn't have an ice dispenser. But the handles are very easy to get too, so that's pretty nice. Okay. So now let's go back and get some more cabinets because she's going to need some cabinets. Here's a narrow cabinet. Cedar. Let's just do everything in cedar. And the handle's in dark gray. The tabletop was light. There we go. That's what I would like to do is have one here. There we go. So this way we get this sort of alternating effect, you see. I like to have the dishwasher next to the sink because that's the most handy thing when you are cooking and cleaning, is to definitely have those two next to each other. Or at least close by, because you want to rinse things off in the sink and put them in the dishwasher. Speaking from experience. So, this is kind of shaping up nicely. I don't even know how long this video is now. This one is longer because I'm actually doing something. I did spare you guys all the sort of me wandering room to room going, what am I going to do in here? Well, I wonder if I could do this. Well, no. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I don't know if anybody's interested in any of this, to be quite honest. But, so let's put in a left cupboard. Cedar, cedar, cedar. We could do the contrast, but I don't want to go too crazy with too many things going on in here. It's going to be a little bit of extra room here. But that's fine, because probably things shouldn't be smushed up against the fridge anyway, so... There we go. It's starting to look like a nice kitchen. So I definitely want a lot of storage accessible for her. So like this, the drawer we want to do in cedar. And drawer cedar. We're good. Handles and top. You definitely want a combination of drawers and cabinets that open this way, like this. There, I like my little shelf over there. Yeah, so if you see in this picture, they have this like really happy looking backsplash that sort of modernizes it. Now they do have a pink stove, which I could do, but I wonder what that would look like. Let's try that. Let's see what happens if we pick up with the pink stove on the other side. Let's let's see, where do we have those? Here we go. Pastel. Oh, look at that. It's got pink handles. Isn't that cute? Let's see, the doors. No, we'll just have that in dark gray. Pink. The front could be in white. The handle in the top. Where's the front? I mean, it's not bad to have a little contrast there, but I wish we could do the door. So let's see. If we had this over here, how would that look? Would that just look silly? It doesn't have enough pink, though, does it? Kind of fun little pink handles. I don't know. She might be a little... like she's not a Barbie doll. I wonder what that would look like. Well, let's just plunk it in there and see. It doesn't have enough pink. Should have more pink. Looks like it's smiling. Look at that little drawer at the bottom. It looks like it's smiling. They actually have corner cabinets. That's an interesting thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? The cedar or the pink? What happens if we put one of these guys in the corner? I have to put it down low though. Ah, it kind of wants to go through the wall, doesn't it? That's kind of interesting. I think what we would do is maybe put it kind of on the level of the fridge. She probably has one of those little handle things that you get things out of cabinets and whatnot. I don't know. We'll guess. And then maybe one of these. And oh, it fits, but it sticks in front of the window. Oh, that's kind of cute. And then see, because I was thinking of like a fun pattern like this for the kitchen. So let's see what that actually would look like. On my desktop, I made a little folder with ideas for why is it not adding it? Yeah, I made a funny, guys. Everything on the lawn is free. I just was like, I get tired of those people that were really nasty. Why is it not adding the picture? That's very strange. Suddenly House Flipper has decided it doesn't want to play anymore. Alright, let me try going over to my other folder, which is actually where I have these. There we go. I don't know if we want a meter. It's kind of big. Let's see what happens if we do this big. Aw, see how pretty that is? Look at that. We could pretend this is her backsplash. Look at that. wonder if I made it a little bit bigger. Like, wider than that. I think that would be very cheerful for her kitchen. I want it taller than that, though. Ah, now we're getting there. Yes, look at that. So let's try a little wider than that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Except a little more narrow. Oh, look at that. That's pretty neat. Yeah, I kind of like that. Except I don't like that it kind of hangs over that way. Got a little extra. Maybe we'll do just a tiny bit smaller. Width 1.9. So that because I'm just weird like that. Just make sure that it like lines up with counters and things. Just a little bit more narrow than that. You guys want to know how I work? This is it. This is what I do. This is why it takes a long time, because you want to line things up. You want to make sure that things are aesthetically pleasing, because in real life that's what you would do, you know? Alright, that's as close as it gets, I think, right there. Whoops, sorry. Mouse went crazy. So I think that's pretty happy looking. That's a pretty happy kitchen right there. It's not done yet, but this has been a very long video, so I will sign off for the time being and give this some more thought. And I don't know, are you guys enjoying this? I hope. I mean, it gets better. Once I get things rolling, then I go, oh, now I see what's going on in the house, and then it kind of unfolds a lot quicker. So it just takes a little bit sometimes to get there, and we'll figure out some pink colors and some living room things. But now that I have something, I think this is pretty nice. So we'll pick it up again. Wow, actually that's kind of cool, because look, if you see this little kind of blue color in the middle, it looks sort of like the blue back in the bedroom. I think it's starting to take shape, guys. This is pretty neat. So join me in the next video. I hope this will be interesting and informative for you.